We're gonna stick around 45-ish minutes to an hour. Seems like the slow flow is maybe a little bit more accessible for some people. Please, again, let me know if there's something that you are craving. If you like a faster vinyasa, if you want another wrist-free class. I'm kind of just doing what I'm guessing is working, but if you want something specific or you want something else in the catalog, just send me a message, please, and let me know. I'm happy to accommodate. And as always, thank you guys so much for all of your very generous donations. It's obviously what I'm getting in as my income right now, and so I'm extremely, infinitely grateful. Anything that you feel like you would like to donate at any point, I'm sure you've seen my VENMO link like 1 million times already, so I won't say it again, but you know the drill. And if you don't, let me know. Tell a friend about this. Please let me know if you have, again, any other questions, comments, or concerns. We're going to start on our backs today. So, I'm going to start reclined and just start with a little bit of a lengthen your tailbone, feet at hips width distance, and then walking your chin in towards your chest and walking your shoulders down and away from your ears. And then when you feel ready, you can hug your knees into your chest. And if you need a couple minutes just to kind of catch your breath here, feel free to take some time to do that. So wrapping your arms around your shins, start to pull your thighs into your chest. And feel your belly press back up into your thighs. I like to point and flex my feet here. If you want to add a little rock side to side, feel free. Maybe even more of a happy baby shape in your feet, or a little bit of a less intense happy baby reaching for the outer edges of your calves, ankles, or maybe your feet. We're just taking a couple breaths here to lengthen your low back and open up through your hips. Again, catch your breath. I want to start with a little supine twist, so bring your feet back down towards the ground and reach your arms out to a T position with your palms up to help encourage your shoulders in front of your chest to open. And then lift your hips a step and bring them over to the left once or twice, and let both knees fall to the right side. And if this is too intense on your low back, you can always grab a block and place your block underneath your bottom knee like this, or you can bring your block in between your thighs, giving your hips a little bit more room to start to open. Taking a couple breaths here, your gaze can either be upright or starting to move towards your left palm. And then when you're ready, make your way back through to center. You can again find that little squeeze in the middle, arms around your shins. Maybe reach your forehead up to your knees this time. And then exhale, come back down. And then arms again out to that T position. Hips lift to scoot to the right once or twice, and then knees fall to the left. And take some bigger breaths here. Feel your top hips start to roll forward. An option to bring your gaze over towards the opposite palm. One more breath. And then inhale, make your way back through to center. And now this round, you're gonna, again, flatten your low spine, bring your shins up to parallel with the ground, flex your feet. And as if you're hugging a block between your inner thighs, maybe you wanna do that just to double check that engagement, but squeeze your outer shins in as well. Feel your belly pull down and away, and then reach your arms up. We're gonna play with a little bit of coordination and a little bit of an ab warm up here. So as you breathe in, you're gonna start to kick your right foot forward, leaving your heel to hover, and stretch your left arm, straight back. And then inhale with control, bring yourself back to center, and then opposite hand and foot, left leg extends forward, keep it hovering, reach your right arm back. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, left arm back, right foot forward. Exhale, back to center. And then keep going like that with your own breath. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to center. You can add a little bit of speed or keep it at that same pace. It's okay if you mess it up. And then try and keep your knees over top of your hips and your feet engaged. About another 2 rounds, inhaling and exhaling. About another round or so. All right, and then from here, keep your arms up, extend your legs up towards the sky. You can keep as much of a bend in your knees as you need, and then start to lift your chest, bring this
Bring your feet up towards your hands. Find this little teardrop shape. Squeeze your belly down. Take another breath in. Stay as broad as you can through your collarbones. And then exhale, you can cross your ankles, wrap your arms around your shins. Take a big breath in through your nose. And then exhale out. All right, and then feet come back down. We're on another little ab workout to start to warm up a little bit, so legs come back up. This time, fingertips around your ears, elbows out wide. And again, as long as you can get through your tailbone, nice long neck. Inhale, peel your shoulder blades up and away. Take an exhale to lower your right leg forward just to hover. And then take an inhale here, reach your arms up, and then bring your hands outside of that left thigh and take 10 little tiny pulses. Squeeze your inner thighs together, just about a centimeter lift. Keep your belly moving down and away. Toes stay flexed for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to find that little teardrop shape, keeping your right foot forward. Lift your tailbone a little bit more. And then exhale, cross your ankles. Take that big inhale through your nose. Add that rock if you'd like. Exhale out of your mouth. And then other side, plant your feet to reset your low back. Arms reach up, feet reach up. Big breath in here, and you can stay here or you can reset with your arms around, elbows out wide. Inhale, peel your chest up, push your belly down, and then reach your left foot forward just before the ground. Keep it hovering. You can pause here if you want, just for another 10 breaths, or as you reach your hands up, bringing them to the outer edge of your right thigh. Squeeze inner thighs in, and then take 10 little pulses. As long as you can stay through the back and sides of your neck for 8, for 7, 6, 5, kneecaps lifted for 3, 2, 1, and then keep the lift in your chest. Reach up towards your right foot, lift your tailbone if you can, and then exhale, cross your ankles, take that big breath in through your nose, and then open mouth sigh. All right, and then grab behind your knees. With an inhale, rocking forward, use your exhale to rock back. Just a couple rounds like that. Syncing your breath and movement. Inhale forward, exhale back. And then enough momentum to cross your ankles, roll forward over your shins and find yourself in a tabletop position. And to sink your weight back to your heels. Excuse me. We're gonna set up for a dancing camel to start to open up through the front body. So bring yourself up, standing on your shins, hips over knees. Tuck your toes here, and you can grab a block if you'd like. And then with the tuck of your toes, you're gonna bring your hips back down towards your heels and bring your right fingertips beside your right foot. And then as you inhale, push your hips forward, swim your left arm overhead, reach up with your gaze, caress your hips forward, and then exhale, come back down. Swim your left arm over to the left foot and into the other side. Inhale, press your hips up, stretch your right arm overhead. Exhale, back down. About 5 rounds total, so inhale, push up. Exhale, with control, come back down. Inhale, exhale. 1 or 2 more. Keeping your knees in line with your hips, last 1 or so. And then we'll meet back up to that standing on your shins. And then untuck your toes here. You can bring your hands down in front of your knees, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog, or take your choice to meet in a child's pose for your first couple of breaths. So up to you, eventually making your way back to a downward facing dog, or if you have wrist issues, you prefer a tabletop, you can find your tabletop here. So just taking a couple seconds here to melt your chest back, feel the alignment in your hands, keeping them at shoulder width distance. And then again, resetting that acknowledgement of pushing the earth away through the heels of your hands, pulling your forearms up and away from the ground, and hugging your arms, your upper arms in towards your ears. As much of a bend in your knees as you need. Couple big breaths here to pedal it out. Maybe shake your head out, yes and no. Breathe in through your nose. Flutter your lips to release your jaw. And then inhale, bring your gaze forward, take a walk all the way up to your hands. Again, take your time to get there. Maybe take your blocks with feet at hips width distance or slightly wider, big bend in your knees, and then roll forward, ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbows. Keep that same heaviness in your upper body. Keep your breath moving nice and full. Maybe adding a little sway side to side, alternating a bend in your legs. If you want to add on a twist, you can start by straightening your left leg and bringing your right hand towards the center of your mat. Inhale your left arm up, or maybe just to that left hip. Then exhale, switch it out, bending into your left knee, straighten your right leg. Inhale, lengthen your side body's right hand either to your hip or up towards the legs. Exhale, back down with a really generous bend in your knees, weight forward to your toes. Nice and slow, start to roll your way all the way up to stand. Then bring your feet back to hips distance, step up to the top of your mat. Inhale, take your sweep up through your hands. Then exhale, forward fold back down through to your toes. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen. And then take a big step back with your left foot and drop your left knee down. And again, blocks are always an option on the other side of your front foot. You're gonna plant your left palm. You can keep your left toes tucked if you'd like. We're opening for a twist, so hips stay square, right hip bone is pulling back, open your right arm high. All right, so this is a little bit of a trickier transition. You're gonna bring that right hand back down, and we're gonna swivel open to gate pose, quarter turn to the left. So your left shin is gonna come out like a kickstand. You're gonna straighten your right leg, point your right toes to the long edge of your mat, and plant your left hand. Inhale, take your right arm up. And then exhale, gaze down, swivel your left shin back to the mat, tuck your right toes, and then step your left foot to right, finding your plank, or you can bring your knees down. And then from here, take a breath in and a breath out. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog, another couple breaths. And then again, inhale, look forward, lift onto the balls of your feet. You have the option to take that walk, or maybe two big steps, banking your way up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Bend your knees to reverse your swan dive. Inner thighs engaged, stretch all the way up. Little back bend at the top. And then exhale, forward fold all the way back down to your toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms. Step your right foot back. Drop your right knee down. Inhale, swing your arms up. Just kidding, we didn't do that on the other side. Hands on either side of your front foot. We'll find the twist first. Right hand down, inhale, left arm up, left hip pulling back. All right, and then we're gonna find that quarter turn to the right. So as you drop your left hand down, right shin now turns in, left leg lengthens, right palm plants, inhale your left arm up. You can turn this more into a side body stretch by dropping your left palm overhead, and then gaze down, swivel right shin back onto the mat. Step your right foot back to meet your left. This round we're gonna shift forward, either from plank or on your knees. Drop your chest all the way down towards the mat. And then reset yourself here, lengthen your legs one at a time back towards the back edge of your mat. Slide your hands by your low ribs. And then hug your elbows together like little wings. We're gonna take an inhale, lift your chest. Keep your chest lifted, hug your heels together, and then lift your feet. And then same way in reverse. Drop your feet, keep your chest lifted, breathe in. Exhale, back down. I'm gonna do that 2 more times. So inhale, first your chest lifts through a little cobra. Pause there, lighten your palms, and then lift your feet and legs. Exhale, lower your legs and feet. And then breathing out again, drop your chest. Third and final one. Inhale, peel your chest open, shoulders roll down. Inhale, lift your legs. Maybe this time you hover your hands, feel your back body turn on. And then exhale, everything comes back down. Child's pose, bring your hips to your heels, knees out wide. Couple big breaths there. And then when you're ready, make your way back up through a tabletop. If you'd like to take a cat-cow, feel free, dropping your belly, lifting your gaze and tail on an inhale. Then exhale, curl your tailbone down, bring your chin into your chest. And then tuck your toes, make your way back to a downward facing dog. All right, from downward facing dog, and take an inhale, reach our right leg up, 3-legged dog. Keep your hips square, as much of a bend in your left knee as you need. And then exhale, bring your right foot forward, drop it off between your palms. You can take your left knee down. Now we're gonna lift our chest. So hands can stay down at the ground. They can interlace at your right thigh, keeping hips square, or they can reach up, framing your ears. Tailbone is heavy, chest and hips are stacked. One more big breath in here. And then exhale, bring your hands down, tuck your left toes, look forward, standing splits. We're gonna shift forward, pull your left heel up. Hands can find those blocks. Reach your heart forward like you're in that cobra. And then exhale, step your left foot to your right and fold all the way down. Bend your knees, reverse your swan dive all the way up to stand. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. All right, from here, inhale again, sweep your arms back up. Exhale, swan dive down a little, bend in your knees. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen. Step your left foot back, take your left knee down. Exhale, inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, this time half splits. Shift your weight back, straighten your right leg, hands can come to blocks. Now we're gonna add that twist here in our half split. So big shift of that right hip back, left hand down, either to the floor or a block. And then squeeze in through the center, see if you can open your right arm high, maybe take your gaze along with it, trickier than it looks. Exhale, bring your right hand down, re-bend into that front knee, plant your palms, step your right foot back to your left, either through plank or tabletop, shifting forward, make your way all the way down to your belly. So we're gonna do both bottom half and top half in that cobra pose 3 times here. So hands by your low ribs, hug your heels together, inhale, peel your chest and legs up, keep your gaze forward, exhale back down. You have the option to just take your chest up if you'd like. 2 more rounds like that. Inhale, peel your chest up. Exhale, relax. Last one, 3rd round, lift it up, maybe hover your hands, hug your heels together. Exhale, back down, either tabletop, child's pose, or tuck your toes. Belly lifts, kneecaps float, push down to lift up through plank, and then make your way to downward facing dog. Couple breaths there. All right, from here, inhale that left leg up and back. Hips stay square. Reset your upper body, belly lifting up and in. Exhale, bring your knee forward, shift your weight over your wrists, and step that left foot off between your palms. Inhale from here, drop your right knee. Swim your arms up, find that low lunge. Exhale, bring your hands down, shifting forward, standing splits. Right heel high, hips stay square, belly up. Chest feels like that cobra pose. Exhale, right foot meets your left, take a fold. Inhale, swim all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart, tailbone is heavy. Inhale again, big sweep up. Bending in your knees, swan dive all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, right foot steps back, right knee touches down. Inhale, lift up for that lunge. Exhale, half split, shift back. You can always use your hands to help stabilize. And then squaring your hips, option to just stay here in the stretch, little bend in your knee. Otherwise, plant your right fingertips either to a block or to the ground. Inside of your left shin, stabilize as you hug through center, and then see if you can open up for the twist with your left arm. Shoulders down and away, one more big breath in. Exhale, gently close it off, re-bend into your left knee, plant your palms, slide your left foot back to your right, making your way first full vinyasa, either high to low push-up, either cobra from the ground or up dog, thighs floating, heart forward. Exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. 2 more big breaths. 1 more big breath. All right, from here, step your big toes together. Take a little baby step forward, lift your heels and bend your knees. Again, a walk step or a float, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And an exhale to fold. Inhale to stand. Big breath in takes you all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, big stretch up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right foot back, take your right knee down. We're gonna plant our right hand in this low lunge, open for the twist with your left arm. Inhale. And then that funky transition again. Bring your left hand down, swivel your right shin back, quarter turn to the right, straighten your left leg, plant your right palm and open up for your left arm. And then exhale, drop your left hand, swivel your right shin back on the mat, tuck your left toes. This time, three-legged dog. Right leg is gonna reach up and back. And here you can bend your right knee and stack your hip open. Reset the stability through your upper body, as much of a bend in your left knee as you need. Square your shoulders, flex your flying foot. Inhale, right leg lengthens. Exhale, square your hip, bring it forward, drop it off between your hands right away into the other side. So drop your left knee into the twist, left palm down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, drop your right hand. Left shin swivels back like a kickstand, quarter turn to the left. Plant your left arm, inhale, open your right. Exhale, square your chest, swivel your left shin back to the mat, tuck your right toes. Three-legged dog, left leg goes high. Stay here or bend your knee and stack your hip open. Again, you can do this from a tabletop. Same concept, pulling that knee up towards the sky, shoulders stay stable. One more big breath in. Extend your left leg to straight, square your hips. Bring that foot forward, step it off between your palms. We're gonna shift into that standing split. So wait until your left foot, kick your right heel up strong, square shoulders. Exhale, right foot meets your left. Inhale, swim all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale again, big sweep up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, low lunge, take your chest high. Exhale, half split, shift back, pause here or find the twist. Left hand down, inhale your right arm open, hug in towards the center. Exhale, right hand down, shift forward, plant your hands, slide your right foot next to your left, vinyasa or skip it. Downward facing dog is where we'll meet. One more big breath. Take an inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, one time, knee to nose, crescent lunge this time. Take your chest up, back knee is lifted. Sink down into that front knee, right toes towards your right knee towards your pinky toes. And then from here, exhale, lean forward, palms face the earth. Pull your belly up and in, shoulders down and away. Start to shift your weight into the right foot. Take your left leg up, find that standing split, or hands can stay floating by your hips. Take another big breath in. Exhale, hug your left knee into your chest, step down and find your fold. Bend your knees, sweep all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, inhale, sweep back up. Exhale, swan dive to your feet. Halfway lift to lengthen. Plant your hands, step or float back, vinyasa or not. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bring it forward, crescent lunge. Take an inhale to rise up. Front knee moving towards your pinky toe, maybe squeegee that back foot back. Square your hips, tailbone is heavy, lift your chest. Once you feel balanced, bring your hands down by your hips, palms face down. Think cobra in your chest. Steady your breath and start to shift your weight. Again, hands can stay down at the mat or they can reach up by your hips. Big inhale here. Next breath in, we're gonna come up and find eagle pose. So right leg is gonna reach up and over your left. Right toes can tuck behind your left calf or come to the ground as a kickstand. And then tailbone drops, swim your right arm underneath your left. Either backs of your hands, palms touch or hands to shoulders. Lift your elbows up to the height of your shoulders and sink down. 3 more breaths. 2 more big breaths. Last inhale. And then unravel, both feet down, swim both arms up. Tuck your feet out, hips width distance, and then bring your toes out, heels in. We're gonna sink down into a squat. Hands can come to your heart. Elbows walk their way down into your inner thighs. Pull your chest up, little tuck of your chin. About 5 big breaths here. Again, you have options in your malasana or your squat. You can add a little twist, one shin in front of the, one arm in front of the shin, open your opposite arm up. Or if you feel like you want to keep your energy high, good time for a crow pose. Getting a little bit warmer, hands at shoulder width distance, shifting forward, belly lifts up and in. Take another breath or so wherever you are, and then we'll step or float back. Make your way with or without your vinyasa to downward facing dog. All right, from there, right leg goes up and back. Exhale, bring it forward, crescent lunge. Take your chest high. Exhale again, lean forward right off the bat, hands face the earth, chest is open. Start to shift your weight, catch your balance. Then inhale, come up. Eagle pose, the left leg up and over the right, left arm under. 5 breaths total. Elbows up to the height of your shoulders. Sink further in. Pick a point in front of you to focus your gaze at. About 2 or 3 more breaths. Last inhale. When you're ready, unravel both feet down, stretch both arms up. And then exhale, hands can interlace at your low back. Press your knuckles down, lift your gaze. Exhale, bend your knees. Belly and thighs touch as you waterfall your fingertips overhead. Couple big breaths to hang out here. Option to release your hands and just bring them to that ragdoll position, or let them release back to your feet. You can add that alternating bend in both legs. Maybe add the nod of your head and neck, yes and no. When you're ready, take an inhale, bring your feet back to hips distance, lift your chest, plant your hands, vinyasa or not. We'll find a child's pose or any other version of a rest you prefer for about 5 counts. Give yourself a break here. Notice anything that started to kick up. Steady your breath, about another 2 or 3 rounds. All right, and then making your way eventually back to your down dog or your tabletop, whatever you prefer. Taking your time to settle back in, just like the first round, pedaling through your feet, shaking your head, resetting your breath. All right, from here, in your down dog, inhale, take your left leg up and back. We're gonna, again, bend that left knee, stack your hip open. Option here to find flip dog. You can lift onto the ball of your right foot. Keep your right arm and hand steady as you shift forward. And bring your left toes off the mat. You can always bring your seat to the ground first and set it up here. Fingertips facing behind you, then pressing up, hips in the height of your shoulders. Reach your head back, reach your left arm behind you. And then nice and sturdy, push the earth away. Now lift onto the ball of your left foot. Drop your left shoulder, flip back around to 3-legged dog, and then take that left foot forward. Swivel your right toes parallel, an extended side angle. Left elbow to your left knee, maybe that or hand to a block of the floor inside of your left foot. And then as you press your left hip forward, you can open your right arm straight up or overhead. Pull your shoulders down and away. Even out the weight into that back foot. And keep your left ribs, these bottom ribs long. 3 more big breaths. 2 more. 1 more big breath. And we're gonna gaze down. Now bring your left hand inside of that left foot and start to straighten your left leg. You may need to squeegee your left toes forward and then take your right arm overhead to then pivot left toes in line with your right and your chest 1/4 turn to the right side for a wide-legged forward fold. Take your inhale to lengthen, shift your weight to the balls of your feet, little micro bend in your knees. Hands can stay under shoulders and maybe they grab a hold. Fingers, peace fingers around your big toes, keeping the length in your spine to fold down. 2 more big breaths. Wait until your pinky toe edges, last big inhale. Inhale, bring your chest up halfway. We're gonna take a quarter turn to the right and find warrior one. So back foot is gonna parallel, or excuse me, find an angle. Right toes to 12 o'clock. Slight space between your feet. Inhale, take your chest up. Arms will reach high again. Tailbone is nice and heavy. Take an inhale breath here. Sink down further into that front knee. 3 more rounds. 2 more big breaths. 1 more big inhale. You're going to take your left heel up like a crescent lunge. Bring your right foot closer to center. And then step into your chair pose. Sink down into your seat. Take your arms up by your ears. Pull your low belly up to drop your tailbone. Take 3 big breaths. 2 more. 1 more big inhale. And then exhale, straighten your legs, fold forward over your feet. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen. Vinyasa or not, make your way back to downward facing dog. A couple breaths there to let it go. About 2 more. 1 more. All right, then feet at hips distance. Inhale, take that right leg up and back. Exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hip open, stay here. Or add that flip dog, lifting onto the ball of your left foot. Plug that left shoulder blade in, and then start to shift. Toes point towards 12 o'clock, lift your hips and chest, drop your head back. 1 more big inhale, tailbone towards the backs of your knees. We're gonna exhale, flip back around through 3-legged dog, and then a big step of your right foot forward, extended side angle. Parallel your left foot, right elbow to knee, or hand to a block. Press your right hip in front of you, pressing that right knee towards your pinky toe, left arm up, or overhead. 3 big breaths. 2 more big breaths. 1 more big inhale. Then look down and start to straighten this right leg. Maybe squeegee your right toes forward. This time we're gonna check in on our triangle pose. So you can grab your block, bring it either to the outer edge of your right foot, maybe hand to that shin, or right hand to foot. Take your left arm straight up. Same concept as that extended side angle. Right ribs forward, little micro bend in both knees. 1 more big breath in. And then from here, straight arms, straight legs. Push the earth away through your feet. Little bend in your knees. Inhale takes you all the way up. And then pivot your right toes in line with your left. As you exhale, bring your left toes forward. We're gonna sink into warrior 2. So sinking down into that front knee, enough width between your feet, front heel bisecting the arch of your back foot. About 3 big breaths here to settle in. About 2 more big breaths. 1 more big breath. All right, from here, straighten that left leg. Bring your left hand forward. Again, find your triangle pose with a block or not. Hand on either side of that left ankle, shin, or foot. Open your right arm up. Belly is pulling up. Tailbone moving towards that back heel. Pivot your toes in more if you need a better grip. About 2 more breaths. One more big breath. Nice, then gaze down. Bend your left knee. Bring your right foot to that diagonal. We're gonna set up for warrior 1. So enough width between your feet. Left knee bending towards your pinky toe edge. Inhale, take your chest up. 3 big breaths here. Tailbone is heavy. Ribs are pulling in. Shoulders are relaxed. Another 2 breaths. 1 more breath. All right, and then start to turn that right heel up. Center your left foot. Excuse me. And then lean forward, stepping right foot to left. Sink down into your chair pose. 5 big breaths. Another 3. Last 2. 1 more. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Take an inhale, halfway lift, big step of your left foot back. We're gonna open up to that warrior 2. So windmill your chest high, left foot parallel with the back edge of your mat. Sink down into that front right knee. About 3 big breaths here. About 2 more. 1 more breath. All right, straighten that right leg. Pivot your right toes in line with your left. And then start to tick-tock your feet in all the way towards one another. And then pivot yourself back towards the front of your mat. Take a walk all the way up towards the top. Stretch your arms high. Exhale, forward fold all the way back down to your toes. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen. Vinyasa or not, we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. Take your time to rest. All right, from here, I'm gonna start to drop down onto your forearms. We're gonna make our way into a dolphin pose. So same concept as your down dog, but just on your forearms. And again, you want your elbows at shoulder width distance, enough room so that you can wrap your fingertips around your triceps. And then keep as much of a bend in your knees as you need. Belly is lifted, keeping your shoulders moving towards the space over your elbows. Fingers spread out wide. And just a couple breaths here, you can drop your head back, keeping the push of the earth weight underneath your forearms. Maybe add a little pedaling out through your legs. Maybe you can add a lift of one leg. Practice shifting forward, weight over your elbows. Maybe take a little kick, just a light shift of weight, making sure you get both sides. Breath is moving. But another 3 to 5 breaths. All right, and then making your way eventually from that dolphin, knees out wide, sinking back into your child's pose. Give yourself a rest. If your shoulders feel a little bit taxed, knees together, hands back by your feet, forehead comes down. All right, and then again, just like the beginning of class, we're gonna take a couple dancing camels, and then we're gonna string together a couple transitions that we've done already into one last big flow, and then we're gonna take it down and start to chill out a bit. So again, first, stepping up to stand on your shins. Option to keep your toes untucked this round if you'd like, or tuck them once again. And then also the option to bring your blocks beside your feet and use that as your place where you're reaching your hands for. So when you're ready, take your right hand first beside your right foot, press up, hips go forward, swing your left arm around, drop your head back, pressing your hips to the front. Exhale, come back down. With your breath, go over to the left side. Left hand plants outside of your left foot, hips high, knees hugging in, head drops back. Exhale, back down. About 5 or so rounds. Inhale forward, tailbone long. Exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, press, about 2 more rounds. Last one or so. And then making your way back down, seat to heels, shift forward into your tabletop. Tuck your toes. If you'd like a vinyasa, feel free, or press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. All right, so from here, inhale, take that right leg up and back. We're gonna exhale, right knee to right elbow or shoulder. Think cat spine here as you push down. Inhale, 3-legged dog, right leg straight up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, hollow out your belly. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow, keep your hips square. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, right foot forward, drop your left knee down. Inhale, take your chest high. Exhale, shift back, half splits. Adding in that twist if you'd like. Left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, right hand down, shift back. Left knee lifts. Go forward, take off standing splits. Left heel high. Exhale, left foot down. Inhale, swim all the way back up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, thinking one breath for each movement, big sweep up. Exhale, swan dive back down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Right foot back, right knee down. Add the twist from your low lunge. Right hand to the mat. Inhale, lift your left arm. Find that funky transition. Quarter turn to the right. Right shin swivels back, left leg straight. Push down through your right arm, lift your left. And then close your left shoulder. Swivel right shin back to the mat, left toes tuck. Three-legged dog, right leg goes high. Bend your knees, stack your hip open. Again, option to stay here or find flip dog. Flipping around. All right, now we're gonna step right into that extended side angle. So from that flip dog, right foot forward, outer left foot swivels down, elbow to knee or inside of that foot, left arm high. Nice, press down, straight arms, straight legs, come all the way up. Right foot pivots, left foot pivots, warrior two, sink down into that front knee. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, big reach back. Half moon, we're adding on here, so bring your right hand to your right hip. And you can take a block or your fingertips slightly diagonal of your left toes, and then press the earth away. Right hip is gonna reach back, left ribs lengthening forward, big breath here, maybe extend right arm high. And then close your right hip and shoulder, step your right foot down next to your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hug your left foot back, drop your left knee down. Into the other side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down, straighten that right leg, left hand down, maybe open that right arm up. Exhale, bring your right hand down, shift forward, tuck your left toes, look forward, shift into that standing splits, left heel high. Exhale, left foot down next to your right. Inhale, swim all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale again, big sweep up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot back, left knee down. Plant your left palm, inhale, open your right. Quarter turn to the left, right leg lengthens, left palm plants, lift up. Drop your right hand, swivel left shin back to the mat, tuck your right toes. Inhale, left leg goes high, three-legged dog. Bend your left knee, step open, stay here, or find flip dog. Left toes off the mat, right palm stays flat, lift your hips and heart. And then coming back around, one big step into extended side angle. Left foot forward, outer right foot parallel. Inhale, open up, left elbow to knee, right arm high. Press into both feet, straight arms, straight legs. Left toes pivot in, right toes point forward. Warrior two, sink back down. Two big breaths here. When you're ready, flip your front palm, big reverse. Half moon, bring your left hand to your left hip. Shift your weight forward towards that right foot. Again, fingertips to the ground or hand to block. Lengthen your bottom ribs forward. Open your hips, ribs, and shoulders. Active through that left foot. And then maybe extend that left arm open. Two big breaths. One more big breath. And then gently start to close that left shoulder, left hip. Drop your left foot down next to your right. Forward fold all the way down. Nice work. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees. Bring your seat all the way back down towards the earth. Just take a second here, cross-legged, maybe sit on your shins. A few breaths here to settle in. ready, plant your feet. Make your way all the way back down onto your spine. We're going to find some bridge lifts today for our back bends. Take a second here if you need just to relax. Maybe find a cactus shape in your arms or a Supta Baddha Konasana to catch your breath. All right, and then when you're ready, feet at hips distance. Again, check the distance of feet to hips with middle finger, just making sure it can graze your ankles. Now we're going to take 3 lifts, 3 inhales and exhales, lifting up and down, pausing for 3 to 5 breaths at the top. So 3 rounds, and I'm going to talk you through it. Option to add a block underneath your low sacrum if you want a more passive back bend, or adding in wheels. So when you're ready, take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, breath, and then your next exhale, you'll start to press into your feet to lift your low back, middle back, upper back, and shoulders. And then exhale to slowly lower your upper back, middle back, low back, and hips. So that was 1 of 3, 2 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. That was 2. Last one, we're going to pause at the top. Inhale to lift. And then option here to grab sides of your mat, pull down. Maybe walk your shoulders underneath you, interlace your palms. Again, 3 to 5 breaths. Knees hugging in. Chest moving towards the bridge of your nose. Release your glutes a bit if you can. Take another breath or 2. And then when you're ready, release your hands. Untuck your shoulders and slowly with your exhale, lower your chest, hips back down to the mat. Again, if you put that block underneath you, you can stay there the next 2 rounds and just relax. Second round, here we go. 3 times to lift, pausing at the 3rd. Inhale, lift hips, low back and shoulders. Exhale, lower shoulders, middle back and hips. 1 of 3. Inhale, this is a second. Breath in to lift. Knees hugging in, exhale to lower. 3rd and final round. Again, 3 to 5 breaths. At the top, option to add on with your wheel pose if you'd like. Fingertips in line with your shoulders. Keep your knees in line. Press up onto the crown of your head first. Elbows hug in, and then lifting up, chest moves back. Keep your toes forward at 12 o'clock. Again, 3 to 5 breaths, either in wheel, active bridge, interlacing hands, walking shoulders underneath, or with that block underneath your hips in a passive back bend. 1 or 2 more breaths. And then wheeler, slowly start to bend your elbows, bring the crown of your head back down. Tuck your chin. Exhale to slowly lower. A breath in between. We've got 1 more round. Breath in and breath out. Again, you can change your option if you'd like. 3rd and final round, 3 lifts. 3rd round to stay. So breath in, lift your hips, middle back and shoulders. Exhale, lower middle back and hips. 2nd round, inhale, lift. Up to your shoulders, not shoulders floating up. Exhale, lower. That was 2. Again, 3rd and final round. Inhale, lift your hips. Option to find that active bridge, wheel, or place that block underneath you. Maybe hands rest open by your hips. Again, 3 to 5 breaths wherever you are. Strong push down through your hands and feet if you're in that wheel. And then slowly, safely making your way back down. If you've got that block underneath you, just pause for a breath. Now, if that block's underneath you, you can lift your hips by pressing into your feet. Take your block off to the side. Walk your feet out, hips width distance. And just rock your knees, windshield wiper motion, side to side. Maybe arms reach up to that cactus shape or into that T position. All right, and then from here, you're gonna flip onto your belly. So all the way onto your belly here. And then take your arms back out to that T, but this time palms down. And then from here, you're gonna pull your left knee towards your left elbow, and then plant your hands underneath your shoulders, lift up. You're gonna slide your right hand underneath your left arm with your right palm up. Get that right fingertip reaching, and then drawing your left arm across your chest, you're gonna open up for this big twist. Couple breaths here, adjust your shoulders if you need, maybe let your gaze fall to the left side. Another breath or two. And then I'm gonna start to close your left palm back towards your right, and then plant your left palm under your shoulder to lift up. Swim your right arm back to that T, and lengthen your left leg straight down. We're going to the other side. So right knee scooches up, hands plant, lift your chest. This time left arm swims underneath your right palm face up, and then draw your right arm across your chest, open up for the twist. Exaggerate the push and pull of your belly, maybe close your eyes, a couple more rounds. All right, from here, close your right arm next to your left. You're gonna pull your left knee in and use your feet to make your way back onto your spine. All right, from here, grab behind your knees. You wanna find that rock and roll once again. Couple rounds to then set up for your half pigeon. So lots of option for your half pigeon. You can take right ankle atop of your left knee, either in a seated position or in a reclined position. Or you can take this sleeping pigeon with your right knee on the mat outside the line of your hip, shifting your weight to the left side. Hands can make their way to the mat, or maybe forearms or hands to blocks. Take a second first just to lengthen your side bodies, lift your chest. And then exhale, you can start to walk your heart forward and down, maybe chest to a block, maybe forehead to a block. About 5 to 8 breaths here. Notice your tension, see if it's settling maybe in your jaw, if your forehead is tight, or if your hands are tight. One breath at a time, see if you can start to slowly melt that tension away. Got another 4 or so breaths. After that 4th breath, you can walk your hands back up. Shift your weight over to the right hip and swim your left leg out and in front of you. All right, from here, you might want to grab a strap or a towel. You're going to keep your right heel in front of your left hip. You're going to take your strap or towel and loop it around the ball of your left foot. Now you can do this if you have a longer hamstring by reaching your right hand to the outer edge of your left foot. But just start off with that extra strap or towel just to check on how your hamstrings are feeling. And then from here, you're going to take the strap or towel in your right hand and start to kick your left foot forward. Now get even in your sit bones so you can sit tall. And then bring your left hand behind you to fingertips. And as you kick your left foot forward, see if you can start to pivot your chest in that direction, that left hip. Maybe your gaze starts to turn towards that left shoulder. And then from here, maybe you walk your hand longer. If you want to add a little bit of a balance challenge, keep a little micro bend in that left knee, maybe extend your left arm back. And then inhale, come back through to center. You can either reach for the other side of your left foot, sit up tall, or keeping your hands on either side of that strap or towel, little micro bend in your knees, sit up tall for your chest, shoulders down, chin tucked in. And you can start to move your chest towards that left shin. Elbows hugging in towards either side of that left leg, 1 or 2 more breaths. And then gently release, bring your left foot back down. Start to bend your left knee. You're gonna shift your way over into that half pigeon on the other side. And keeping in mind that one side tends to be a bit tighter than the other, so if you need a block or a blanket underneath your left hip, feel free. Maybe you need to switch to a different version of your pigeon pose. Taking your lengthening inhale, get long. And then as you exhale nice and slow, you can start to melt down. Again, giving it a couple breaths at the beginning just to settle and sink in. Notice if your tension starts to pool in the same places. Maybe it's more of an emotional frustration that you feel on this side. Allowing your breath to start to sweep itself longer. About 5 to 8 breaths. Take your time and melt down. Add another 4 or 5 breaths. And if this hip tends to be the tighter one, maybe stay for an extra breath. When you're ready, you can start to walk your chest back up. Shift your weight over to the left side, swim that right leg out and in front of you. And then again, go ahead and grab for that strap or towel. Set your left heel in front of your right hip. Sit up tall through your sit bones. Again, if you have enough length in your hamstrings and you want to grab for the outer edge of your right foot, you're going to bring your right fingertips behind you. Sit up tall through your chest, shoulders down. As you press your right heel forward with a little bend in that right knee, maybe you can open up for the twist. Hand can stay down at the ground or reach in the opposite direction. A couple big breaths here. One more breath. All right, and then again, you can come back through center, grab either side of the strap or cross your hand to the inner arch of that right foot. Little micro bend in your right knee, sit up tall. And then start to pull that leg in closer to your chest, bringing chin towards that shin. Another breath or 2. And then gently release. You can reach both legs forward, walk your sit bones back. Taking one last forward fold here. I like to take this last forward fold with a block on top of my thighs. Give my forehead a place to relax. In this one, you can allow your upper back to round a bit so you can stretch your back body, but keeping that length in the backs of your legs, little micro bend in your knees and your toes flexed. Take an inhale to sweep your arms all the way up. And then an exhale as you reach for your feet. And find the place where the block fits best. Allow your upper back to round. Maybe bring your forehead down. Allow your hands to rest beside your calves. And just like that, pigeon pose, one breath at a time, see if you can sink in. Notice where you start to feel that frustration or that tension. And with your breath, slowly start to let it soften. Every inhale, can you get longer? Use your exhales to melt deeper. When you're ready, slowly roll your chest back up. Bend your knees, plant your feet, and take your exhale to lower all the way down onto your back. And if there's anything left over here that you'd like to take, if you want to find a little inversion, whether it's legs up the wall, a waterfall pose, maybe hips to a block, anything that you prefer here, you can make your way eventually in the next couple of breaths to legs forward, hands by your hips. Find some adjustment to walk your tailbone forward, relax your shoulders. Finding your way down into your final resting pose of Shavasana, taking one last big breath once you get yourself there. And inhale, fully expand through your lungs. Feel that breath reach its way down into your toes and fingertips. And with an open mouth and a sigh, allow everything to release and let go. Nothing left to do but relax. Feel yourself release all tension and weight into the ground underneath you. Allow your expression from your face to fall. Maybe start by softening. Feeling that melt make its way down your neck and into the tops of your shoulders. Releasing any tension in your biceps, your triceps, or your elbows. Feeling your inner forearms release and sink, your fingertips starting with your thumbs. Moving pressure down through the palms of your hands and down through each individual finger. Feeling your arms and chest relax, allow every bit of space between your ribs to get longer and wider. Allow each individual rib to sink down into the ground. Allow the space underneath your belly button to settle softly. Letting the weight of your pelvis relax the tops of your hips, your outer hips. Moving that sensation down your thighs, into your outer knees, your kneecaps. The entire top half of both legs can now settle. And feeling that wave again start to creep its way down through your calves, your shins, making its way to your ankles, feeling the back, sides, and fronts of your ankles release, allowing your heels to sink, the inner arches of your feet to unwind. And just as in your palms, feel a slight pressure move through the top and the sole of your feet down into each individual toe. Moving from your little toe all the way up, one at a time to your big toe, feeling that last little bit of tension drip down onto the floor. As you feel ready, notice your breath start to gain length. Your inhales climbing further up your ribs to the top of your chest. Your exhales giving you more space in your throat. You can eventually take that breath, start to wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe rolling your wrists and ankles. Eventually extending your arms overhead, pointing your feet forward, find a big morning stretch. And then rolling to your favorite side, hugging your knees in, find a fetal position for another couple breaths at rest. Again, grabbing a hold of the sensation of heaviness you've afforded yourself. And eventually making your way up to a comfortable seat. Hands can either rest at your knees, palms up or together at your heart center. And we'll take either an Om or one final clearing breath to end practice. When you're ready, take an inhale to the very top of your lungs. Feeling your thumb knuckles then float and land between your eyebrows, giving yourself one big press of acknowledgement for finding the time in your day to make it to your mat, acknowledging the strength of your body, the courage of your mind. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Thank you so, so much. Namaste.